Hi, I'm Tim.
I'm Lizzie.
And we are To Play,
Or Not.
To Play, a show about board games for two players.
Whose tastes may differ.
Hello!
Hiya! Today we are doing a top 10
Woohoo.
of the games we get to the table the most.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, these aren't our top 10 favourite games
No.
between us. We've done a top 10 recently where we did our top 10 favourite games each.
Personal, yeah.
Which is on our channel if you want to watch that. And we are going to do a top 10 favourite games of ours together, which is different to our own personal top 10s. But this is different to that as well, because our top 10 favourite games, we don't necessarily get out and play that often because sometimes they're too involved or too big or whatever.
Or the other person is like, oh no, I don't want to play that.
Yeah. So this is the top 10 of our favourite games that we get to the table the most. Yeah. So bear that in mind when we're looking at these.
And for various reasons, like they're short games, half-an-hour games, convenient, or the rules don't take 3 hours to read because it's like, or anything like that.
Or we remember the true. We remember the rules so we don't have to relearn them. And again, so some games we love playing them, but it just takes us half an hour to re-remember or reread the rules.
And these games probably that if one person suggests it, the other person would be like, oh yeah, cool, yeah, we'll play that. Yeah, good idea.
And others, they're just a small footprint. We've only got a small little table, 3x3 table, or they're we've got 10 minutes to play. So like this is a 10-minute game.
Yeah.
Things like that. So these are the top 10 games we get to the table the most. Let's begin. Okay, so our number 10 game that we get to the table the most is Ticket to Ride New York.
Yes.
So we both like Ticket to Ride the game, but obviously sometimes it's a big game and it takes a little while to play. Ticket to Ride New York gets to the table quite a lot because it's like 10 or 15
Quick
minutes,
game.
something like that. So it's one of those games, and we've got, I don't know, the dogs run away, so we've got an hour to kill before he finds his way home. So we can get a couple of games in quick. So Ticket to Ride, 10 minutes. It's got a small footprint.
Yeah, you're a bigger fan of Ticket to Ride, the big game, than I am. So this is ideal for me, the smaller version, quicker version of the New York style. I do like that. I would prefer to play that one over the Europe one.
Good point. Yeah, because again, I like the big kind of sprawling board games, and you like kind of small compact games. So yeah, good game to play. It plays exactly the same pretty much as any Ticket to Ride, except you're putting out taxis instead of trains. The game sort of mechanics are pretty much the same.
But you're just going between places in New York City, as opposed to different countries.
That's right. Yeah. So it's smaller in scope in your mind, and obviously the board is kind of like this sort of size, A4. So I hope we didn't pause then and look at our top 10 list. Okay, so quick game, easy game.
Yeah.
Ticket to Ride New York, number 10.
Yeah. Number 9 on our list. I keep doing a drum roll, but I can't
stop
do it very well.
A, you can't play the drums, and B, stop it.
Number 9. I've got an animal theme for me.
Oh, is it? No.
No, it is Cat Cafe.
Ah, yes.
It's a good game. I like games without boards, as you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
So, and this game is a roll and write game. You get a little pad each. You just use one sheet at a time off the pad, don't you?
Yeah.
There's 4 dice or 3 dice. If it's 2 players, it's
3 dice.
1 dice extra.
Yeah, it's one dice per player and then 1 extra.
Yeah, and you get a little pencil.
Yeah.
And roll dice, and you do things on the pad according to the dice, and you're picking.
Yeah, you just kind of allocate. You're building your cat tree, isn't it? Like a cat toy tree.
Is it 5? Maybe it's 5 cat scratching posts.
Maybe 6. Who knows?
I don't know.
Yeah.
And you've got to fill the scratching posts with things that the little catties like.
Yeah.
Like a ball of wool, or a little mouse to play with, or a little ball of water.
Yeah. Or a little house, one of those little houses
Little
thing
cat
going.
houses.
So yeah, you basically
you draw them on.
You roll your you roll all the whoever's the lead roll player roll all of them. Yeah. And then player 1 takes his or her choice. Player 2 takes his or her choice, and then there's one left, which is like the pool
dice.
And then let's say for
you
instance,
make choices depending on those numbers, don't you?
Yeah. So you decide you're going to use your dice to do X and the pool dice to do Y, or vice versa.
Yeah.
You fill in your
tree. And it's the first one to fill in what it's 3 scratching posts filled in throughout the whole game. Like if
That's
you have 2 and I have 1, then it stops.
Yeah.
And then it's all based on the points on what how full your
there's a number of items you've got, and a number of balls of war, and a number of mice you've drawn or whatever, and you score those accordingly. And
I do like the little drawing aspect, because it's funny how comparing our different drawings of
a mouse.
Yeah, mine's not the best.
Everything else is fine, ball of war, ball of water, whatever, but mouse.
Got all the little ears.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a cute game. It's a very quick game, I think.
Yeah.
It's a quick game.
Well, another thing, say we get it to the table, we don't get it to the table even, we get it to the sofa.
No, we do play on the sofa, actually.
So it's one of those games, you can play it on a train, sat next to each other or opposite each other, on a plane, the kids could have it in the back seat of the car, whatever.
It's a convenient game, and it's cute.
Yeah, and I don't know how long it plays, 10 minutes, it's a pretty quick game.
15, 20 minutes.
So yeah, it's one of those games you can play over and over again when you're sort of
I really like it, and I'm always keen to play it.
Yeah.
True. Cafe.
Good choice. Alrighty then, so number 8 is a new game actually. We've not had this one too long, and it's already one of our we get it to the table a lot. So this is My City.
Your city?
This is our city. So this is it's a fairly new game, as I say, but we just get it out a lot because it's we're still playing through it's a legacy game. We're still playing through the episodes.
You're keen to play the next chapter, like it's a secret.
Well, that's exactly it. Yeah, we're just keen to keep going until we finished it. And it's again a simple game to remember how to play, because it's like, it's just putting tiles down basically and obeying the rules. Yeah,
the main complicated rules thing is the scoring.
It's
really.
the scoring at the end, and they're all written down.
As and when
they're written down. So I mean, it's a great little game, and we're getting it out quite a lot at the moment because it's A, simple, B, small. C, we're keen to play it and get to the end.
Both enjoy it.
So very very simple statements there. That's it. Done.
Good.
My City.
Done.
Number 8.
Number 7 is Lost Cities.
I thought we were going to say 7 Wonders. Boo! No. 7. What? Oh,
no. Lost Cities is a good little game. It's a card game, really, isn't it?
Pretty much.
It's all based on the numbers on the cards. They say you're starting expeditions, but
that's what the theme is.
Yeah, I don't get the great theme from it, but it's a good fun game based on just the numbers game.
It's just like a card game. You could play it. There's a little board, obviously, that you sort of lay against, but you could play it without the board. To be fair, it's just laying down sets of cards.
Quite a quick game as well. I don't really like. You've gone, and then
the other person's
before you know
already
it, the other
been.
person's gone, and you have to go again.
Yeah.
I do like that, and I do like the whole numbers game.
And again, that's why we get it out to the table. Really, is because it's small and it's quick. Again, like I say, you don't need the board. You could play this. You could play this on a kind of train table or a plane table, couldn't you? Very simple. It's frustrating.
We know the rules after playing it a couple of times. You know now that it's simple to play.
Yeah. Again, like My City, the longest part is the scoring.
Oh yeah, you got an app.
But we've got an app that does that. Yeah.
There's an app for that.
So great choice for us really to just get out. And it's one of those games. Because the box itself is quite small. We always take this one on holiday, so again, that's why it's kind of quite high up on our list. We get out a lot, including on holiday. So
Lost Cities.
Yes, nice. Okay then, so number 6 is. This is a small version of a bigger game. So we've played the bigger game, but the reason this comes out so often is because it's the smaller version of it. And again, back to the size of our table. This one, this is a kind of a bit of a contributing factor to our choices.
But it's still the same amount of fun, I think.
Yeah, well, probably a bit more because there's a couple of little twists in it that aren't in the original game. The game is Thebes: The Tomb Raiders. So Thebes is the big game. Tomb Raiders is the small version. Brilliant little games. Again, I think we learn it relatively quickly when we get it back out again, because there's a couple of things you think, oh, how do we do that
work again?
But it is quite a quick little game to remember.
The time track is quite easy to remember because you think, it's that one.
It's that one.
You pay by weeks rather than.
That's right. And that kind of that instantly reminds you how it plays, because there's not many games that play that way, really. To be fair, that we played in. So
I do like the when you dig, go on and dig. You're selecting from a pack of cards
which ones
it's a blind pick.
Yeah.
Well, you can have open picks as well.
Well, this is the difference between the main game and this game. Is there just some open
cards.
picks that you can see with some of the cards that you've got, special powers.
So bags in the bigger game.
Yeah, where you can just blind pull. But yeah, so another great game that we both like. Small footprint, quick to play, quick to remember how to play, and
looks nice.
Nice. It does actually take quite a while to play, so it's one that we don't sort of get out when we're after a quick fix.
It's a good game that is simple. Games that work well with us are ones that are simple enough for me to play, but also complicated enough for you.
Yeah, don't shoot yourself down too much. But yeah, it's true. Yeah, you like simple games, and I like simple games that you can really complicate yourself, if you like.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
This is one of those. Is a bit.
I do like a bit of complication.
Yeah, you do. But that's the point. It's all in the tactics, isn't it? You can just play this, just sort of bing, 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 bing.
That's true.
Or
you can
really
play different games. I remember when we played it, I was digging a lot.
Yeah.
And you were saving up your weeks to do.
Yeah.
Oh, you were collecting those other bonus cards.
Yeah, but the thing is as well,
card.
It's not like if you play it one way or the other, you're going to get shot down. It's not like it's not one of those games that because I'm playing it massively tactically, it'll stamp all over your eye. Just playing it simply.
It's a different way of playing.
Not that you do that, but you know what I mean. It's just it's a good game. It's quite evenly balanced, especially because there's a small amount of luck in there as well, so you can make all these kind of big plans. I'm so clever,
and then just dig up
and then
mud.
you dig up rubbish, and then the other person's So good game.
Yeah, I really like it.
We get this out quite a bit.
Yeah, we do.
This is why it's our number 6.
Number 6.
Yeah, Thebes the Tomb Raiders.
Number 5 is a good card game.
Good card game.
Good card game. My first ever deck building game.
And mine, to be fair.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
No, this is Dominion.
Dominion.
Yeah, we do like Dominion. It's not got many components. It's just cards.
True.
And
we just played a base game, by the way. We don't play any of the expansions.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there are expansions.
There are 100 of expansions.
Oh, no. We really like Dominion. Yeah, it's quite a long game, isn't it?
It is, which is why we haven't had any expansions, because we find it completely satisfactory as it is, with just the base game.
If anything, it's quite a long game.
You don't. Yeah, the thing is with the expansions, you don't add. You kind of swap out.
Oh,
so a bit like the card decks. You know. So.
Yeah.
So again, this gets to the table easily for us because
we're both eager
both
to play
keen
it.
to play it.
Yeah, it's simple and complicated at the same time, which we like. It's simple as in it's not many components, and it's just cards, and the cards say what they do.
Yeah.
So
well, that's the thing.
Got to read the rules. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of come to it thinking, what were the rules of all these cards? But you don't need to remember that. You kind of it's literally written on the card. Oh yeah, that one does extra action, so I want to buy that.
But it's a good game for tactics and which card you're going to put down first to get an extra action.
Yeah.
And all that kind of thing. So that's good fun.
Quite an interesting thing to sort of get your mind around, a bit like a puzzly sort of thing, which we both like.
Yes, we do get
small footprint again.
We get table quite a lot, don't we?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, not really a lot to say about it apart from it's a great
card game.
Card game,
deck building card game.
Yeah. If you've not played deck building games,
check out Dominion.
It's good fun. Yeah. Okay then, so number 4 for us is this is one of our favourite themes in board games. So no surprise, this gets out very very often for us.
That's true.
The reason is because we've been to this place.
Yes.
The game is Roma.
Like all things Roman.
We do indeed.
Ancient Rome.
This is quite an unusual game for some people because I think it's quite hard to find and probably out of print. But hopefully you can find this because it's a game worth playing, and that's why we get it to the table a lot. It's very small. It's a card playing, dice rolling type game. So it's basically a head-to-head.
Yeah, you are head-to-head
challenge basically. I was going to say battle, but it's not really a battle.
No.
There are some elements of you can kind of take that easy.
Some cards are battle cards, but I don't really tend to use them. I get on the points.
Yeah, so basically it's just it's a victory points thing. You start with 10 victory points and you try and build up from there. Sometimes you reduce from there. In fact, from the very first go, you reduce from there. You just try and build up. First one to get all the victory points that are in the pool. Basically, there's a finite number.
And you get like 3 dice, and you have to allocate each dice to a different thing, which I quite like. You have to choose which number, which is the best way.
It's almost like a worker placement from that point of view. Yeah. So you roll the dice and you allocate it. So there's a set of discs in the middle between the two players, 1 to 6, and you allocate, if you roll a 4, you allocate it to number 4.
And that activates your 4 card.
That's right, the card that you've got against that dice disc. Or you can put it on money or cards depending on if you want to take that number of cards or money. Yeah, so it's
good,
very
and it looks
simple.
Good as well. The theme's good. The illustrations are good.
Yeah, and it's a bit like Dominion in as much as you don't have to remember all the rules because they're all kind of on the cards. So
the icons tell you.
They tell you what you got to do.
Good.
Very quick, very small footprint again.
We do like it. It's one of our faves.
Yeah, we get this out a lot. So number 4, if you can't find it, please try Roma.
Number 3. We're getting there now. We're getting up in the numbers.
In the top 3.
Number 3 is one of Spread's faves.
It is one of my faves.
It is good. I like it. It is Small World.
Small World is a great game.
I like it. We get out to the table a lot because it's easy to remember what to do.
That's exactly it. Yeah,
isn't it? You've got your little tribe, not tribe.
Yeah, that'll cover it.
Yeah, little population.
Race.
Oh, race. That's the one. Yeah, tribe. Tribe. And it's like you're claiming the world, aren't you? Land.
Trying to take over the land, but it's basically a posh version of Risk. Posh, I don't know. But,
Risk is posher than Small World, isn't it?
No, get out of it. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, so basically, you know what you're doing. You know, you're just taking over the land with your tribe, race.
I got him. Tribe.
And so you know, it's a simple game to remember what you're doing, and then you've got this kind of the fact that all the you've got me saying now. The fact that all the races and all the special powers are always different every time you play. Makes it such an interesting game.
When you say to me, let's play it, I'm keen to play it because I know it's going to be different.
Yeah, you know, it's not going to be the same game we played last week, which a lot of board games are. Obviously, it's just going to be the same old. But Small World, always different. And it's easy to remember. It's not massively long. As a 2-player game, it's a really sort of
a simple game to understand.
Yeah,
from my point of view.
And it fits on our table. Because again, I mean, we
big thing for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a small thing for me. But you know, like for instance, this is one of my favourite games, if not my favourite game. I don't know.
It's up there.
But especially for us. So, for instance, Tikal. Bear loves Tikal. Tikal is probably one of my favourite games ever, but we very rarely get it out. A, because you don't particularly like it that much. B, because it's quite big. You know, it's quite a big board. It's quite a big involved situation that you're going to be sort of getting into.
If you had Small World and Tikal and say, I love them both, please play them with me, I'll play Small World.
And I kind of do love them both almost the same.
Yeah,
but
Tikal
might even tip my number 1 sort of above Small World, I don't know, but you're right, Small World kind of gets to the table more because it's just that little bit more accessible.
It better,
yeah. So,
and it looks good, like the little tribes. They look really cool.
I'm going to be saying that forever now. Unbelievable. We're going to have to rename the game.
Number 3, Small World.
Big world, really. Okay, so we're down to number 2. Is it down to or up to? Up to number 2. Number 2 is one of our favourite games, both of us, and because of that, and because of its simplicity, and because of the size of it, and all this stuff, this is right up there in our top 1, 2, 3. So it's in our top 3 of almost every top 10 we do, except for top 10 games we hate. Hopefully.
Tikal will be number 1. No, he didn't. Oh, poor little Tikal.
I'm going to find somebody who loves Tikal. Please, if you like Tikal, put it in the comments. Yeah, anyway, so this game. Sorry, I'm beginning to sound like that old chap Sam Healy now, aren't I? Eventually I'll get to tell you what the game is. And the game is coming soon. It's a very colourful game to bring out.
What is the game?
The game is Sagrada.
Sagrada.
Sagrada's our number 2 because we get this to the table almost more than any other game.
Both really like it.
Yeah, so simple. Really like it. Easy to remember how to play, so you don't have to spend an hour reading the rules every time you get it.
Again, the cards with the public objectives tell you what to do on the cards, so you think, I'm going to pick this one. Yeah. You haven't got to remember them.
Exactly, everything's there.
Or you haven't got to check a rule book either, which I don't like doing.
No, literally the only thing you've got to check when you replay it, if you haven't played it for a while, is how many XYZ you get, you know, that's pretty much it, you know, the startup sort of setup really.
Yeah.
But the game itself is so easy to play.
Yeah, very satisfying filling in your glass.
Yeah, and quick. I mean, you can play it relatively quick anyway, and then you can play a couple of games. So that's.
I think we usually do play it over the weekend, don't we?
Yeah. So that's why we get out so often. Number
pretty.
2.
And it's pretty. Don't forget it's pretty.
Oh, how could I forget that? Sagrada, number 2.
It's number 1 time.
Number 1.
I'm going to do a drum roll.
Don't do a drum roll. God's sake. Every time.
I can put it on the table.
That's a drum beat.
Oh yeah.
It's not a drum roll.
I need like cymbals, didn't you?
That's a cymbal smash. I don't know. Anyway, so enough of the drum rolling. So number 1 for us is not Roma, because we've been there. It's somewhere else we've been. So actually we should do a top 10 of all the places we've been and played games. Or a top 10 places board games.
Yes, let's go do
That's
we'll do that.
There's every game in the world named
but
after
number
a
1
place,
is...
Oh yeah, sorry.
Jeez.
Our number 1 is... Carcassonne! Yay! So, I mean, it's a classic game. I know it might sound like a bit of a cop-out because, like, oh, really?
No, really?
But seriously, this is the game we get to the table the absolute most.
Yeah.
Again, if you kind of encompass all the versions of it, so you know, we'll play the city and
Princess and Dragon we played.
Winter Edition. You know, all
Castle.
Castle. You know, all the different versions.
Behind you,
all
Castle City.
All the different versions, all the different Star Wars we've not played yet
Carcassonne
together.
Goddard we played.
So all different versions of it, and all the different expansions and stuff like that we like. But it's just so easy to remember, and therefore,
satisfying.
you know.
Until he comes and wins at the end, because he joins up all my land with his land.
I bet if we looked at all the times we played, you'd want it more. But anyway, so it's just a simple game, and so therefore it gets to the table because we don't have to remember anything. Literally, just you lay the tiles and put your meeples down. So hello.
Good. And we played Carcassonne in Carcassonne, didn't we?
That swung it, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you've not played this game, because it's surprising, because it's like saying, you know, have you ever had a Sunday lunch? You know, everyone's like, yeah. When was the last time you had one? Oh, probably a year ago, really, because I never get the. That's the point. Carcassonne. A lot of people don't play Carcassonne because it's so. You know, oh, really? But if you've not played it, play it. It's such a good game.
You see, it's got your simplicity. It's got your tactics in it.
Yeah. And it's pretty.
It's pretty.
It's pretty. But it is, though.
It's pretty.
It is. So check it out, Carcassonne, if you've not played it. That is our number 1 game we get to the table.
It's a classic.
And there is.
Will we ever find a
10.
game that tops it? Ooh.
What, getting to the table?
Yeah. Do you think we will?
Yeah, I should think so. Yeah. Well, we'll just have to keep counting.
Have to keep playing.
I'm thinking maybe Carpe Diem.
Could
See, that's not made our list because we've only got it recently. So, but we play that a lot in a moment. So maybe that'll get up there. We like it because it's Rome again.
That's true.
Yeah. Anyway, so there you
Lovely.
go.
Well done, Carcassonne.
That's our top 10 games that we get to the table most. We're going to do a top 10 very soon of our favourite games to play together. So it's a slightly different version of this top 10 in a way, because
it's top 10s of games that meet us both in the middle.
Yeah, and they're our favourite games, but we tend to not get the chance to play them very often. We've got I don't know if we've mentioned this, we've got a dog, and it's like having like twins. He's just so much time consuming for us.
You go to have your go and you need to let him out.
He's
scratching at the door. He needs to come in.
We don't get the chance to play all the big games. You know, so games that might take a long couple of hours to play and things like that, or take a lot of setup because the dog will come and eat it or knock it off the table.
And life gets in the way as well, doesn't it?
Yeah. So these are our top 10 games to get to the table, but there is another top 10 which is our top 10 favourite games to play together. So we'll do that soon.
Yeah. Takao won't be in there. Time Stories might be.
Very true. Yeah, exactly. See, this is the sort of thing. So these are the games that we like to play together, but we don't necessarily get the chance to.
And well done, Carcassonne.
And by the way, we love our dog Trooper. I'm not being horrible to him. Don't think he's chained up in the corner. He's at daycare today. Chained up in the corner. Anyway, so we're missing him.
My baby's at nursery.
We're missing him definitely. But anyways, so there we go. So thanks for watching, guys. If there's any that you want to comment on,
or
if
disagree
you
with,
think
or
that
agree.
we've got it wrong, or that's something blindingly obvious
if there's a game
missed.
that's really good that you think will suit us and is convenient and
that's
quick,
true. We'd like to know
like
more.
To play more.
Please tell us.
Yeah,
definitely. So anyway, thanks for watching this top 10, guys. We'll see you on the next review and or the next top 10.
Top 10
coming
places.
soon.
Top 10 places.
Oh yes, I said that already. Yeah.
See ya.
Cheers, guys.